Hey everyone, Disaster Daytona here, and a new 3-part series that I'm going to be doing called Tech Cards that can go in a Disaster Dragon deck. I'm going to be showing you cards that I believe can be effective in a standard build. There's so much versions of Disaster Dragon out there, it would take forever to go over the cards that would go in them. So I'm going to be showing you a series of cards that I believe that I don't use in my deck that I believe can be used to some extent, and they're actually good in a Disaster Dragon standard build. I'm going to be starting off with monsters in the next 2 parts. Obviously, I'm going to be doing spells and traps. So let's get started in here so I can explain and I don't make this video too long so you guys get bored and stop watching. Alright, the first 2 cards I want to talk about are Effect Veiler and Thunder King Ryo. I don't have those cards, that's why I'm not putting them out right now. But when I first saw the deck that topped YCS, the Disaster Dragon decks, I saw that most of them were maining 2 to 3 Ryos and 1, 2, 3 Effect Veilers, with some teching in Gores, Maxi, etc. And I was like, how's that going to work? You have Ryo and Veiler and Dragon. And then I tried it and I was like, oh my gosh, Ryo and Effect Veiler in here are awesome. If you think about it, Ryo is a freaking awesome card, and Effect Veiler has always been good. So taking Totem out and replacing that engine for those, I think it was a genius move on their part. So Effect Veiler and Thunder King Ryo definitely options for this format. The first monster I want to talk about is White Knight Dragon, of course. Probably the best beater that you could use in a Disaster Dragon deck. Oh, besides Red Eyes, of course. He's Red Eyesable. He can't be targeted by spell or traps. And when they attack, you can send a spell or trap to redirect the attack to him. So either they're stupid and don't know his effect, and you could get him on that, or you could just have a big wall stopping them. He's redeemable, of course. He's totemable, and he's used in one of the best versions, I think, of the deck, the Frozen Ray version. We've waited so long for this guy to come out, and when he finally did, he ended up being one of the best monsters, one of the best big beaters that you could use in Disaster Dragon. So I think that he is definitely a choice that you could go with. I see a lot of people main him. I don't personally, just because I don't like maining big boss monsters like that. I think 3 Red Eyes is enough. I do run Lad, but that's beside the point. Next card is Dread Dragon. Now, obviously, this guy sees a lot of play in a lot of builds. I don't use him because he just never worked out that good for me, but he's a 2-star tuner. He's pretty much more or less a 4th mass dragon. He searches for level 3 lower dragon and adds it to your hand when he's destroyed by battle. He's better and he's worse at the same time. I think he makes up for it by being a tuner. Him and a combo I used to love with him is Instant Fusion. Him give you access to Gungnir, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, which in the standard build right now, Delta Flyer can't do so easily just because there's no level 4 or 3 water fusion type monster that you can Instant Fusion. He has 1100 attack, which that's not even mention worthy. But other than that, I think he's an awesome card to use in Dragons. He's a Mind Control their level 2 or have Totem out, Exceed for Gotchi. I don't know. He's definitely an option you could go with, not the worst option. So I like the guy. I liked him when I used him. Alright, next we have Yamada Dragon. A lot of people are maining this. I don't main him just because they dropped book down to 2. But now that I think about it, Zen Meister can flip face down too, and if you draw 4 to 5 cards when you attack and do damage, you are more than likely going to be able to get him out, or you're going to get a Book of Moon. Obviously, that's not the only way to save him. You could always creature swap. You could remove him for Redem. There's a lot of versatility you have with this card. Obviously, it's not the easiest thing in this format to get in the back row to do damage, but once you do, I think that he is one of the best cards that you could use right now. +5 is never a bad thing, so definitely props to Yamada. I know there's a lot of people that, like I said, I know there's a lot of people that do use him. I don't use him right now. I might try taking him in the next couple weeks to show you to see how he does compared to Lad. I did end up taking Light Dart or Prime Material out, so I'm only going to have one more big monster besides Red Eyes. So I'll let you know how that goes. Yamada, definitely an option. And the last card I want to talk about is Blizzard Dragon. The sole reason I ran him in the main build was to use Gungnir. I've found he's an 1800 beater. His effect isn't half bad. Select one card your opponent controls. It can't attack or change its battle position next turn. I love him. He's a big beater. He has not the greatest defense, but that's beside the point. He's a good card. I don't use him just because I found that using him for the sole purpose of a possible Gungnir was not good enough. But he's definitely an awesome option you could go with. He's just if anything else, he's just another beater for you. So Blizzard Dragon, definitely an option that you could go with in this format. And that's it. Wish I could have found more monsters, but that was it for right now. The next series the next part of the series, I'm going to be talking about spell cards that you can use effectively in a Disaster Dragon deck that I've found and I've used to some extent. And I want you to know that while I'm talking in this video, a lot of these cards I actually do switch in and out of the deck just to see how they do. That's why I call them tech cards that can work effectively in a Disaster Dragon deck, because I've seen them work and I've used them myself. So thanks, Yugitube. Rate, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Tell me some tech cards that you use that I didn't mention here. Thank you so much. I'm out of here. I'll see you next time.